Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Today, I'm mopping my floors. And while I wait for my dining room to dry up so I can do the kitchen, I wanted to share my recent pickups with you guys. And I wanted to concentrate now more on the PlayStation 4 stuff because a lot of it's going to be on deal, on a lot of great deals in these upcoming sales this year. And also, I need to be more selective with my Xbox One stuff because I have so much of it, right? So let's get going, right? Valkyria Revolution is what I picked up, the only game that I picked up for the Xbox. And I really want to get more, JRPGs, Japanese games, anything that comes out like that for the Xbox One. I want to collect because I see those going up in value more than the rest of the games. Next, I got a couple of steel boxes. The first one, Cyberpunk 2077. There you go. $5 at Best Buy. They only had the one at the one Best Buy that I went, so I'm trying to look for the other two. I believe there's a total of 3, so that's pretty cool. The other one that I got that you might have seen on Twitter or Getter is Halo Infinite Steel Box. I like getting these steel boxes early. This one was $9.99. And once the games go on sale, the individual disc, I'll get it for $5, put it in there, you have a complete game. Oh yeah. Okay, and then I also got a Yakuza Like a Dragon Steelbook, and it got bent in shipping, so I had to return it, and I actually exchanged it for this, so I'm going to try to do that one again, see if I can get it, because I really like the way that looks. Alright, next, they're all PlayStation games, right? First of all, I got God of War for the PS4. It was $7.99. Can't beat it, right? Can't beat it for $7.99, and I haven't played this game, believe it or not. You guys remember my PS4 got stolen from storage, so it is what it is, so I get to enjoy it now. Next, for $20, I got the remake of Final Fantasy. I've been wanting to play this game again, didn't have a PlayStation 4, but for $20 brand new, I think it's a good deal. Alright, next, the game that you wouldn't believe exists, but it actually does exist. And that's a PlayStation 5 game for $5. I shit you not. It is $5. Now, what do you get in this game? You really just get a PlayStation 4 disc with an upgrade code, but it's $5. This is a real problem for, upstart companies trying to sell cheap games, because this is a PS5 game and it's a pretty casual game. It's not amazing, it's not great, it's like a 6.5, but most casual games, they're not like that, but the visuals are pretty cool actually. But I just saw it and I was like, what? $5? No way, right? So I put it in there, and yeah, you can even get it for the PS4 for $5. It's just a very casual game, killing spiders. It's a shooter. But this one I showed you already, which is Deathloop. And let me say this about Deathloop. For whatever reason, and I started talking about it with my son. My first impressions of the game, it reminded me a lot of Bioshock 2. Immediately, and I don't even know why, right? When I started thinking about it, and I was talking to my son, I think the reason is because you have somebody talking to you while you're going on your missions and shooting and stuff, and also you get to hold things on each hand. So I think that's why that brought that to memory. And if you guys remember, I played the Bioshock series last year, and I love that series. I really do. I know a lot of people don't like this game, but I think the voice acting really does it for me, takes it over the top, and it's a really good script as far as voice acting. Forget about the gameplay. I mean, I'm really playing this to follow the story, so I'm really enjoying it. Next, I already showed you guys this. This is the first one that I got, which is Guardians of the Galaxy. It's underrated in my point of view, even though it's different actors and stuff. It works. It works. Now, the thing that I've discovered about myself is I'm experimenting with the streams. You guys can see that I'm putting up streams and deleting them because I'm having troubles with the signal up here. Jeez, again. But also, I've discovered that if the game is too intense, I just focus on the game and I zone out. So if it's like a shooter, I just want to be in the game. You know, it takes away the enjoyment. But I really have trouble balancing gaming and putting out videos because at the end of the day, I'm a gamer. You know, the reason I talk about things is because I play the games. But if I'm spending too much time, you know, making videos when there's a time to game, there's only so many hours in the day, right? I don't know how people make, you know, 1 hour streams, 2 hour streams. I don't have time. I literally don't have time. I don't have enough hours in my week to sit through, you know, a 2 hour podcast every other day, or, you know, make an hour video every other day. I don't have that kind of time. So all I can do is try to combine both and make pointed videos that, you know, that you guys can enjoy. Now, the two videos that I'm going to make here that are coming up, just so you guys stay tuned, is number one, I'm going to do the reaction to the Ars Technica. And I was so bummed because I read that article, I tweeted it out, and I didn't get to react to it because I lost power here in the apartment. So I couldn't, you know, I couldn't comment on it or anything. There's a few things there that I wanted to point out, and by the reactions of people, you can see pretty much where they're at. I think there's a couple important points that were made on this article, but also you can see from people's reactions that they have predetermined, you know, prejudices. Man, that's hard when you're Hispanic. About this company. I think they miss some of the key, the more important points. I mean, you can sit there and call people names and stuff like that, but that doesn't really give you any information that you can use for the future. And I'm all about that, right? If I see a company misstepping, I want you to take that information so you can, you know, carry it with you along when you're investing in other companies that you think about investing long term. Because these patterns repeat, right? As experience, if you think you might be, or you think you're new to the game and you've never seen this before, believe me, this stuff happens over and over and over again. And you see these patterns over and over again when you're assessing companies. Let's say if you want to acquire them, if you want to buy them, there's certain things you look out for. And I want to talk about those things while, you know, I analyze and react to that article. All right, the game that I've been playing, and let me tell you this game is really a Gen X game. I've seen a lot of other players get baffled by this, a lot of other gamers, and say, well, this is really just a walking simulator, yada, yada, yada. And yes, for a certain generation, it might be. There's other things here. This is really a Generation X game, starting with Lindsay Wagner, right? For many of you, she just might be some lady that came out in Lifetime movies and stuff like that. For us, she was a bionic woman. Back in the day, back in 1978, she was a babe, man. She was a hottie, let me tell you. And my favorite show was $6 Million Man. So, I mean, that really brought me back. But there's some really great acting here, number one. Number two, the mechanics, the slow mechanics of the game, the pacing, is really something that somebody my age might enjoy along with the acting. So if there's a modern game that you want to recommend to an older player, this actually would be one of them. And they would enjoy it. That slow grind, that slow pacing is actually perfect to get somebody that maybe hasn't gamed in, I don't know, 10, 15 years, to get them back in the groove of gaming. This would be a perfect starter, let me tell you. All right, guys, that's the rundown. I'm going to make these videos over the weekend, but first, I'm going to have to clean this apartment, or else my brain's not going to work right. I get OCD. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.